This is something that we're working on for one of our clients, eMusic. They are the third largest music retailer. No offense to Apple, or Amazon, but they're mostly just focused on the transaction. You go there, you pick up some music, you're done. eMusic, what differentiates them is they give you a lot of editorial, a lot of story behind the music. So we thought, how could we bring that out? And also knowing that our target audience, who are more of the music aficionados than the mass, they're not going to respond well to marketing. So we had to create a mobile experience that we thought was just about surfacing that experience in the most relevant way possible. So the best example, to get the idea as quickly as possible, is the John Varvatos store, which used to be CBGB's. Essentially, this is using location-based. Safari is now geo-aware, so we're looking at something cross-platform as opposed to creating different apps for different platforms. You could go in there, you could find out who used to play at CBGB's, you could find out all the related artists to, say, the Talking Heads, you could look at old photography, you could listen to some of the tracks, and then you could start to explore the world around you within New York and kind of really draw you into this idea that eMusic is the place for true music aficionados who need that social currency and who want to keep exploring and discovering new things about music.
This is being done more and more as well. Literary tours, music tours, film tours, famous places that have been shot. A lot of brands are adopting this sort of method.
This is probably one of my favorite examples in recent history. This is for the Museum of London. They didn't have much of a budget, but what they did have was, obviously because they're a museum, they had an amazing store of content. So what this idea did was flip the idea of a museum inside out. They basically took all that old content and then pinned it to exactly where it happened. So you can see some close-ups here of history, but seeing history within the modern world that you're walking around in. It's just brilliant. I mean, just absolutely a beautiful experience. And I think this is where augmented reality is really going to come to life. I know a lot of you guys probably had agencies coming to you about a year ago. We're saying, like, we really need to print out a white piece of paper so that people can hold it in front of their webcams and make the bottle dance, or something like that. But using augmented reality within mobile experience, we're already using them as cameras, so starting to look at them as visual portals into a world around you can get really interesting. You could have Mercedes could stage a car show right now in Washington Square Park. It would be very exclusive because only the person with their device can see it. You could have an F1 race a Formula 1 race down Broadway. It's almost unlimited in terms of like this kinds of little surprise and delight features to really build your brand story, I think.